Here at Real Good News and Review, it's our plan to feature local businesses whose products or services are in line with our mission at Responsible Eating and Living, starting with companies in our own neighborhood of Queens in New York City. We recently heard a few weeks ago that the Millennium Restaurant in San Francisco will be closing around May 1st. So many of us have loved this restaurant for over 20 years. It was groundbreaking when it opened, and it continues to lead the way in organic, plant-based cuisine. About 5 years ago, we had the opportunity to interview Eric Tucker, Millennium's executive chef since inception and co-owner, to express our gratitude to the Millennium Restaurant for all the wonderful meals we've experienced there. We've decided to include this interview as our local business feature. To Larry and Ann Wheat and the entire Millennium family, we want to say thank you. Thank you for making the world a better place so deliciously. Here's our interview with Millennium's executive chef, Eric Tucker. I'm here in San Francisco at the Millennium Restaurant with Chef Eric Tucker. Hi, Eric.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad.
Good. Okay, we're here in downtown San Francisco. It's a great location. What kind of people come to the restaurant?
Well, I'd say the majority are not strict vegans per se. The commonality is most people that walk in the door, unless they're dragged by, say, their sons or daughters or their parents are dragging them in, have an interest in healthy food, creative cuisine, usually educated, usually very aware of ecological issues, but not to me and to them. This is just another really quality option, and I'd say most of the folks really appreciate it for what it is and not what it isn't, not what's missing.
So one of the things that I noticed about your cuisine, and after making some of the recipes in the cookbooks, the flavors are very complex. There are a lot of ingredients, very creative. Where does that all come from?
We don't try to pigeonhole, we're plant-based, vegan, but we don't try to pigeonhole into one specific cuisine, which in my opinion kind of typifies whatever California cuisine, New America's cuisine is about, which is a kind of a synthesis of a bunch of different elements from different cuisines, pairing it with local seasonal produce, organic.
What are the most popular dishes?
Favorites? Well, we don't know, because we keep changing the menu. We get people that ask us to bring back the old Asian Napoleon.
I was just going to bring that up. That was my favorite back in the beginning. The phyllo dough, the coconut milk, the eggplant.
We bring back various ideas. It comes back from time to time, and we bring back some dishes that are close to it.
I remember the cannoli with the peanut butter cream. That one really was exciting to me.
We haven't done that in a while, but we got some pretty incredible desserts on the menu.
So you offer a number of different programs in addition to all the things you do at the restaurant. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah. Well, one thing I do usually every other month, I do a hands-on cooking class for limited for like 10 patrons. Basically, it's a full day, working in my upstairs kitchen here, because you notice it's empty right now, and it really doesn't get used too much until my line comes in at 3:30. So we go through the whole, we go down to the farmers market, pick the produce. We come up with, I have a theme, like December's theme, more holiday type cooking. Then we're always doing special events, usually one per month at the restaurant. It may be a wine dinner with a local organic vintner, beer dinner to show that you can pair. We did a Belgian beer dinner back in June that was just phenomenal. The summer months, like we do our tomato dinner, where I take my kitchen crew, we go up to the farm field, we pick tomatoes, and do a tasting menu of all tomatoes. Our chili dinner, same deal. Go up to Tierra Vegetables, pick the chilies, come up with a menu. our farmers market class, where we bring the farmers market into the restaurant. We have about 7 to 8 farms set up, little stations in the restaurant, so I could bring the farmers into the restaurant so our customers can meet these guys, firsthand.
So I'd like to know how you personally got into vegetarian cuisine.
Okay, how I got there was through, in high school I was running cross country and track, but I was having problems because I was felt like I was going to pass out before like a practice or a race or something, because I was hypoglycemic and didn't know it. So I got tested, found out I was hypoglycemic, and the nutritionist at the time said, well, you should be consuming like 7 portions of meat per day, and just real high protein diet, which was counterintuitive everything I read about carbo loading, except what I was doing was carbo loading on simple crappy carbs and sugary stuff, and that was really putting a damper on things. So which got me into learning about more health supportive cuisines and learning about vegetarian, and just kind of in college heading that direction, and working I was also working in mainstream restaurants in New Jersey and upstate New York, and there came a point where I was like, well, if I want to do this, continue doing this, either I want to find a place that cares about their food product and the cuisine a bit more, or maybe get out of the industry. And that kind of got me to Natural Gourmet Cookery School in Manhattan.
Yep, we know it.
Which in turn, like everybody else that moved out here from the East Coast, I came out here on vacation and said, well, I'll probably live out here. This is cool.
Now, there's a certain way, you minimize the amount of oil that you use sometimes. I remember in some of the cookbooks you would
in the first cookbook we were more so like that.
Flavors.
Yeah, a bit less so. I mean, we get them deep fried. We do French fries and stuff like that. But I tried not to go overboard and do what is needed and nothing more. And we do some of our menu intentionally lower in fats and oils.
Right. I personally learned from that because I didn't do that originally, and I came here and I tried those foods, and ever since, when I want to, I use wine or sherry or sautéing without oil.
Yes, yeah, we've got all these different building blocks that we kind of work with at our Arvell to add depth of flavor to our cuisine. So none of it's secret, but there are the things that take a while, like making our dark roasted vegetable stock takes about, I think from start to finish, really takes about 9 hours.
Wow.
As well as some of our sauces, and yeah, again, there's this complexity because we keep, a lot of times when we come up with a dish, we as opposed to making it all, it's slightly dissected. So there's a bunch of different components that when you put them all together, create this unified kind of whole. Because I like to showcase different components on a plate. I think it's more, for me, I find it fun when I go to other restaurants that do that. It's just more interesting to eat. I think it stimulates one's sort of appetite, as well as stimulates one's sort of like a creative process. I get people, I overhear people, and I've been to tables where they're asking me all these questions, and people end up, I'd say probably half the people, if not more, that dine here end up talking food at the table, if not more than that.
Well, you're doing an incredible thing for humanity. You're providing access to healthy, delicious food that's good for you, but also good for the planet. That's one of the messages that we try and put out about how our food choices affect the planet, and nothing's being harmed here.
No, that's it, and that's we're not trying to proselytize anything at this restaurant. We're just trying to say, we can do this. Come here, check it out, and what it does, it inspires people to come and eat this way a bit more often.